Hey there folks, my name is EmptyBerry, and welcome to today's episode of Lore to Go, the series where we talk about the story behind games in 5 minutes or less. This is the first video in a new series recapping Year 4 of Destiny 2. I'll be going over each of the seasons, catching people up that may have taken some time off, are new to the game, or those who just skip every cutscene. I want to make sure that folks have as much context as possible going into Witch Queen, which looks like it's going to have some massive implications on the story of Destiny. This episode in particular is going to focus on the story of the Beyond Light campaign, which saw the Guardian facing off with the House of Salvation and learning to embrace the darkness. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to see more videos about characters and events in the Destiny universe. With all that said, let's jump into it. Beyond Light was the beginning of Year 4 in Destiny 2, taking place immediately after the darkness had re-invaded the Sol system. Multiple planets were consumed by the darkness before the Traveler was able to halt its progress. Many people died, and those that didn't have mostly consolidated on Earth in the last city, hoping that the Vanguard and the Traveler will be able to protect them. The Vanguard has Guardians out patrolling the system looking for any further evidence of the spreading darkness. Meanwhile, a fallen captain named Aramis, the ship stealer, had been gathering Fallen on the moon Europa in an attempt to create a new home for them, known as Rees Reborn. Aramis hates the Traveler, blaming it for the state the Fallen are in after it abandoned them during the event known as the Whirlwind. While in Europa, Aramis finds a darkness pyramid, which speaks to her of power to destroy the Traveler. Enthralled, she begins to utilize the darkness via the power known as Stasis and dubs herself the Kell of Darkness. She begins to gather her forces on Europa, teaching them how to wield the darkness, with her eyes on the ultimate goal: destroy the Traveler. While the Guardian was patrolling near Europa, they received a distress call from a Fallen named Varix. They had previously had dealings with Varix, though they did not trust him due to Varix's involvement in the revolt at the Prison of Elders that killed the Hunter Vanguard Cade 6. The Guardian responded to the call and drove off a Fallen patrol, rescuing Varix but requiring information from them as to what was happening on Europa. Varix then warned them of Aramis, who was amassing many Fallen on the moon under the House of Salvation. He also warned them of her use of the darkness, particularly in the form of an ability known as Stasis, which Varix had seen Aramis and her followers using firsthand. Armed with this information and wanting to stamp out any trace of the darkness, the Guardian attempted to confront Aramis in her stronghold on Europa, but quickly found themselves outmatched against her Stasis abilities and is forced to retreat. While recovering from their defeat, the Guardian received a message from the darkness via their ghost, who led them to a ziggurat overlooking a pyramid ship on Europa. At the ziggurat, they meet the Exo Stranger, who had been working with the Drifter and Eris Morn to utilize Stasis and fight the House of Salvation. The Stranger explains that they are here from a different timeline, one in which the darkness won and the light is no more. They've come to this timeline to help prevent the darkness from claiming victory and to hopefully prevent a second collapse. She also explains that using Stasis does not make them evil. It is simply a tool, and one which can be used to take down Aramis and other enemies of the Traveler. While Ghost and the Vanguard do not trust this, they recognize that it is a necessary evil, allowing the Guardian to begin communing with the darkness and wielding Stasis. They then work with the Exo Stranger to learn how to use Stasis to take down Aramis' lieutenants and destabilize her power structure. As the Guardian begins their assault upon the House of Salvation, Aramis begins to fight back. She increases the number of Fallen hunting the Guardian and continues allowing her followers to utilize Stasis. She even goes so far as to open a massive Vex portal that was used during the Golden Age for research on Exos, causing Vex to pour out onto Europa. The Guardian is able to close the portal and stop the invasion, but not before the Vex establish a stronghold on the moon. After the Vex invasion, some of the Fallen begin to mistrust Aramis and decide to flee the House of Salvation. Mithrax, the newly appointed Kell of Light, offers these refugees safe haven amongst his House of Light, which is tentatively aligned with the Vanguard. The Guardian and the Vanguard help to assist any Fallen refugees with escaping Europa, which further destabilizes Aramis' control of the region. Eventually, the Guardian faces off against Aramis at the center of her base of operations. Though a fierce battle is fought, the Guardian is able to defeat her by using Stasis against her, which effectively ends the House of Salvation. Commander Zavala congratulates the Guardian on their victory, but implores them to exercise caution with Stasis and ensure that the darkness does not spread. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Lore to Go. We recapped the Beyond Light expansion today, and will continue our Year 4 recap over the next couple of weeks leading into Witch Queen. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any future content. That's all for today though. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.